working? Ah, there we go. Welcome. How are you finding playing it so far? Right. We need to do some preparation here. Certainly that. And a bit disturbing. Yeah, I don't think it's a controller type game. I can see how that'd be a problem, yeah. Okay, let's have a look. That's a lot of bonuses. There's still -2 on authority though. Where's that? Ah, I don't want that. That's not a bad idea, given that the game gives you loads of bonuses up and down for things. That looks pretty good to me. That's going to make some things a lot easier, that's true. No? Endurance. Also, still going to make things easy. It's going to get you past that. I think that's probably the best we can do. Let's give that a save. and go chat to this guy. This is where I left off last night because, Christ, I was tired. A good start then.
Before you is a walrus of a man seated behind a large desk. He looks up from his work, not the least bit surprised to see you.
He is a bit.
With great effort, he straightens himself up in his chair, yet says nothing. He simply stares at you.
I'm kind of tempted to leave without comment and see what happens. Because we can always come back. Go try this.
Have a good day, Mr. Dubois. I'm sure I'll be seeing you around.
Okay.
Mr. Dubois, I hope time is on your side this time. Please, take a seat.
Ooh. 50-50. The mistake I made last night was taking a seat, so I'm not going to do that. Okay, why are you calling me Mr. Dubois?
Please, Mr. Dubois, let us converse in a civilized manner, as equals. Take a seat. I insist.
I don't sit, it's kind of my thing.
Very well, Mr. Dubois. I respect a man with strong convictions.
As he nods, his multiple chins move like ocean waves.
I, too, have convictions. One of which is that I will not engage with any man who won't face me at eye level.
I have a comment about this guy, and it's this. He is somewhat modelled, it appears, on a particular detective. And for some reason, the name has escaped me, but I'm just going to... Nero Wolf. Nero Wolf is huge. He very rarely leaves his seat. He has a legman called Archie Goodwin, and he won't talk to anyone who won't meet his eyes.
Should you find yourself more amenable in the future, I'd gladly resume our conversation. But until then, I'm afraid I must ask you to leave.
But Nero Wolf is not a nasty piece of work, which this guy certainly seems to be.
You're no Titan affiliation, buddy. He's got you in a fork. Sit down or leave.
Okay, let's take a seat.
Excellent, Mr. Dubois. I can see that you're a reasonable man, and reasonable men can be of great use to one another.
Gives you a sly wink. Remain serious. Try to wink back. Damn, this chair is uncomfortable. Remain serious.
So tell me, how can the head of the Debarders Union help a representative of the Revachol Citizens Militia today?
The chair you're sitting on has got to be the most uncomfortable chair in the world. It's violating your backside.
Oh, by the way, I heard you got a rather rude reception from a certain Lawrence Gart. Some people have no manners, it pains me to say. This should take care of that nonsense.
Points to a giant novelty check on his desk. It's absolutely comically huge.
It should be sufficient to cover your expenses for a few days and patch over your differences with a cafeteria manager. Go ahead, take it.
He points to it again.
Wow, that's 25 real. That's good money. You need it. Yes, but you owe him for it.
Wait, you know Garthe? Thank you, Everett. Take the comically large check, but don't say anything. Keep it, I'm good. You can take that comically large check and shove it up your ass.
Yes, I know Lawrence. He's a real character. No union man in him. A real piece of work, that boy is.
With a grin, he points to the checker game. It's like you're on a game show. At least don't thank him for it.
Don't think I want to take the check. Yeah, that sounds good. Keep it, I'm good.
Okay, okay. I respect a man with principles. No handouts, then.
Uh-huh. He crosses his arms on his ample midsection and sinks further into his chair.
Now, I'd like to set your mind at ease about one other matter. Your lost gun. Let me assure you, Union people are on it as we speak. I've got my best hounds looking for that lost gun.
His slug-like lips move, but all you hear is an echo. Lost gun, lost gun, lost gun. The world is swallowed by a black hole of fear. Only two words escape its gravitational pull. Lost and gun.
We would not have succeeded that if I hadn't changed my clothing.
When he said, "Don't worry," he actually meant...
He is a
very
dick,
worried.
isn't he? How do you know about my lost gun? I'm not worried, I got this. I would appreciate any help you could provide.
I know everything, Harry. Right now, I know that you're worried. Don't be worried. Everything's going to be all right. It's not like you left it loaded. You didn't lose a loaded gun. Local children aren't out there playing with it right now, pointing it into their own mouths. It's in a safe place. I just know it. I have a feeling everything's going to be all right.
Right, to take a challenge that we're almost certain to fail, even with stats munging. No, he called Garthe Lawrence. He's calling me Harry. Harry Dubois. Yeah, it's confusing and very well done. And I'm only really picking this up because I've had a rest and come back to it. I deliberately stopped playing last night because I was getting a headache. And I was finding this really hard to go through. And my friend Wendy was on, and you know, she's got a big sense of humour, so she was picking all the funny options, and it was going really badly, so I stopped. So, our composure, very low. -2, so a red check and it cannot be retried. Or we can see if Kim can help. So do we try and look strong in front of this guy, or do we lean on Kim? Choose. I think leaning on Kim is the wise decision. I tried to bareface it out last time, and that went very badly indeed.
Officer, we will deal with this later. We don't need Mr. Clare's help with this.
I wouldn't be so sure about that.
Okay, we don't have an option. So time 4. I think we should do these things. Can't use items. We can't do much else about it. So let's do a stats boost and cross our fingers, but it sounds unlikely we're going to do well here. Yeah, that's what we're going to do. So it is Motrix. That's it, 8%, that's what we get. Let's hope for a double 6.
God, you're sweating. Your knee is jerking. You're about to cry, aren't you? You're about to cry.
We didn't do
because
badly,
you
though.
lost your gun, and those children are going to shoot themselves with it.
No, I'm not about to cry. Try to stay cool. So what? Men can cry too. And... vote. Okay. Let's try.
Mr. Dubois, you don't look so good.
What is this, Mr. Dubois? He keeps repeating. What is he trying to pull here? You need to cool the fuck down. Chill.
Mr. Dubois! Mr. Dubois! Harry!
Just keep sliding down the chair like a jello shot. There are no Harrys. Let your mind go to your safe place. Okay.
Mr. Dubois, are you okay? Can I get you a glass of water or something? Are you having some kind of medical emergency?
Maybe you could use your hands somehow, in a kind of throw-in motion, like you're throwing that Mr. Dubois act right back at him. He's Mr. Dubois.
Yeah, we're in a bad place. Now I'm as good as it gets, Mr. Dubois. Vaguely gesture with your hands above your head. Oh yeah, man, I'm fucking great. Keep sliding. Actually, this chair is uncomfortable. I could use that glass of water. Sit upright. I'm melting. Seems like a good try. Just waiting for the meditate timer to run out.
What an odd demonstration of... you got me, Harry. I don't even know what. As entertaining as it was, I'm afraid we're wasting our time. And I'm an extremely busy man, as I'm sure you are too.
Okay, enough. We are here to ask you some questions pertaining to a murder investigation.
Okay.
Quick, here's your window. Get yourself together and ask him questions. Police officer questions.
And this is where I quit last night.
It is about time to stop embarrassing yourself. Questions will help you regain some of your lost dignity.
Right, I'm told the union is involved in the local drug trade. Aren't you going to ask me how I got in? You're calling me Mr. Dubois. Why? Let's talk about my lost gun. I want to talk about the hanging. I'm looking into your shady brew. Context for that, on the way in we found a note about whirling borscht, and the dude who's on top of the container outside here is not the brightest man in the world, and works for Dubois, does whatever he says, and has kind of let slip that there's some very special brew that makes everyone feel good and manly and aggressive that he brings to them every day. I met Joyce, the company representative, and what's in the container that's outside your office? Or we could leave, but I think we should ask some questions. So vote. Yeah, I think you might be right. It's a good plan because I've wondered about doing that. I try and do votes on questions that are more pertinent rather than asking everyone to do everything, but it's sometimes hard to tell. I'm told the union is involved in the local drug trade.
What? Harry, how could you say that to me? You know I appreciate a joke as much as any jolly fat guy, but I can't take slander. Are you actually investigating this?
The reaction appears to be sincere, but it's impossible to tell with this guy, honestly.
I am. Lie. No, I'm not. No comment. Will we lie to him? Our drama's pretty high, I think. No comment. It's a safe bet, isn't it?
Harry, you wound me, Harry, in the heart. But I trust you to put this to bed. Do what you must, and let's change the subject, shall we?
He's hiding his real reaction beneath courtesy.
Thank you for your understanding. We will continue to do what we must.
You too, Lieutenant. You know, I like you, but you never were my favorite. I'm a Harry guy. I'm Team Harry.
None taken. Do we have anything else to do here, Harry?
Okay, you're going to ask me how I got in?
Harry, honestly, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia. A man your age...
I have an assumption about this, which I will talk about while I've got getting my cup of tea, because I've been wanting a cup of tea for a little bit. You got here, if you are who you think you are, because I've moved my USB stick to fix the headset problems, it cuts out when I walk through back there. So you wake up and you don't know who you are or where you are or what's going on. Kim doesn't know you, but treats you as a detective. So there's no actual proof that you are a detective or anything. However, you definitely were here before because the people you speak to know you were here the day before and that you were blind drunk. And if this guy knows everything about you, everything that goes on in town, he knows about you. It doesn't prove anything, because if he's got all the information, he could be playing this out and you're still not a detective or something else is going on. But he probably does know you. Or he knows you're amnesiac and is playing on that. And he doesn't know me at all. Anything could be happening. And I think this is a wonderful thing about the game. I reckon that whatever we say probably changes the whole reality of the game. They don't have a consistent set of truth underlying it. Like, everything can change based on what you are saying. So anyway, he's asked me, I'm just relieved you didn't get a hernia, a man your age. Say nothing. A man my age? What are you implying? I'm at the peak of my abilities. I too am surprised by the resilience and athleticism of this tool I've been provided with. Tap your chest. My body's going to break down any moment now. Probably pushed it to the limit. Enough wackiness. Let's get back to business. So, you not entertain him by saying nothing or so on, or we can try and come up with a good comeback. Not sure. Let's go with it.
Yes, yes, Harry. You are obviously in peak physical condition, and I salute both your initiative and your physical prowess. Very impressive, Harry. Very impressive. Anyway, I assure you, I am a very well-informed man. Information reaches me before I even get the chance to request it.
Okay, you called me Mr. Dubois. Why?
Of course. Let us dispatch with the formalities. You call me Everard, I call you Harry.
So that's really my name?
My God, so it's true. I didn't want to believe it, but you are a fantastic science fiction amnesiac cop, aren't you? What are the odds of that?
He shrugs with an amazed expression.
I think the odds of that are very low.
It might be a good idea to hide your confusion. I mean, see what his game is first.
It's true, my memory is a bit hazy. My memory is fine, I'm just testing you. I think we probably want to go for 2. Just let me know if you think that's a good idea too. Yeah, let's do it.
So good to hear that, Harry. Apparently my sources were wrong. However, if you did have a spot of memory trouble, I'd help you out with my big fat folder.
I think this guy is just going to run rings around us. It's impossible to know what he knows with any certainty, and he's not. It's very carefully written not to give anything away.
Words flow like a river of honey from his lips.
But we're doing well because we've got high intelligence. Oh, yeah. That'll last a little bit. It's really annoying. Just, you have to keep your fingers away from it. It's really hard.
I guess word has already reached him. No matter. No harm done. It's just a brown folder. You can't make out what's written on it.
Are you trying to tell me you've gotten hold of some of our documents?
Lieutenant Inspector Varas over his spectacles.
Mr. Kitsuragi, would you mind? Me and Harry are talking about his lost identity right now.
His eyes never leave yours. I've told him.
Don't just jump to the folder. That's not smart. Shows you're on the edge. Do some probing first.
Okay, we can do that. Bit of probing. I think let's get that straight, or where did you get that folder? What do you think? Yeah, I think that's right. Hi, Ozzy. We have established that I do not like this guy.
It's Harry. Harry Dubois.
Wait, I thought you are Harry Dubois. Okay, I like it. I can work with that. I don't really like it. Do we like Harry Dubois? It's an alright name.
And I can work with you, Harry. Now, what else can I do for you?
Where did you get that folder?
Ah, this? My friends in your organization gave it to me, Harry.
This translates into, haha, you guys are so corrupt.
What a dick.
I find that very suspicious. May I have a look?
I'm afraid this is meant for Union eyes only, Mr. Kitsuragi. I'm sure you understand. Please continue, Harry.
Okay. Do you know anything about my family? Do I have a wife or kids? Or what kind of cop does it say I am? Or do we have a go at the thing, which we don't need to do a meditation for, because we're basically at the top level. Are we going to do the other ones, or are we going to go for the look at the folder? Okay.
Family? Harry, you're not a family man. There's not one peep of family in here. Unless you think you're a family man. Do you strike yourself as a family man, Harry?
Bloody hell, this guy is awful. You're right, I don't. I think I do. I'd be a wonderful father. Never mind the family. Grab me tea. Be right back. I agree.
That's why I like you, Harry. A good man knows both his strengths and his weaknesses, and you, my friend, you are one of the all-time greats.
Okay. Oh, nice. Oh, the comic shop was open. I was going to ask. Glad to hear that. So, what kind of cop does it say I am?
Well, Harry, if I were to sum you up in one word, it would be apologetic.
I'm sorry. What? I'm not apologetic. I'm confident. He has our actual dossier. Okay.
Yes. You seem to be. A lot of the time. But right now, there's no reason to be. Let loose a little. Be you.
Right, let's do our roll. It's a red check. It can't be retried.
As you look at the folder, Everard covers it with his hand and pets it. He's hiding it from you because it's not a real RCM folder. It's just another one of those brown folders you saw in the file cabinet.
That's not an RCM folder.
Okay, Harry, you got me. This is from the Census Bureau, not the RCM. Those Census Bureau people are absolutely corrupt. You should do something about them.
He got the name from the Census Bureau, and everything else from your actions here in Martinaise.
Yes, Mr. Kitsuragi from the Census Bureau. Like I said, now I'm actually a very busy man, so is there anything else I can do for you, Harry?
That means he doesn't really know anything about you. A pity. The mystery of you will have to remain a mystery for the time being.
That'll do. The Census Bureau says my name is Harry Dubois.
Yes, that's what I said. Try to keep up, okay? Let's move on.
Oh, he's kind of... Yeah, he's lost a bit of his authority. Right. Let's talk about my lost gun.
Yes, your lost gun. My best men are on it. They're turning every stone, searching every playground, asking kids, grandmas, everyone. Your gun will be found, Harry. Let me assure you of that. It's just a matter of time and effort.
Uh-huh. What comics did you get, by the way?
The only way to find it seems to be working with him. He might even be holding your gun hostage.
Hold on, could he really be hold my gun hostage? Wait, the gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Okay, so we want to use... Oh, nice. Let's go with hold on. Could he really hold my gun hostage?
Who knows? Only one thing is certain. If you work with him, you're going to get it back. And working with him might be the only way to do it.
Wait, the gun may have been bought from Roy's pawn shop. Have your men factored that in? I will not be blackmailed with this gun business. I don't care about my gun, keep it.
Yes, thank you for the hot tip regarding your lost gun, Harry. My men have indeed factored in that you pawned it. Now please, let the professionals do their job. Kick back, Harry, relax. I have great guys on this. You focus on what's important, building our relationship for the good of Martinaise.
It did not come as a surprise to him. He might actually not be bullshitting.
I will not be blackmailed with this gun business. Yeah, that'd be lovely. I don't care about my gun, keep it. Does this mean if I do things for you, I will get my gun back? Stand fast. Reject. Yeah, come straight out with it.
Damn it, Harry. That's exactly what it means. I'm only kidding, of course.
Of course. I understand. We help you, you help us.
Yep. Want to talk about the hanging?
Oh, of course. That's your main thing here. That's why you're in Martinaise. I know everything that goes on around here, and I would love to help, like I'm helping you with your lost gun.
What a slime ball.
I mean, it's no secret that the lynching is connected to the strike. So much to talk about. Honestly, it's been weighing on me so heavily. I understand you need to interview me.
I sense there's a but. Say nothing.
But there's a thing that's been keeping me up at night. I want to talk about the hanging. I mean, if we could just calmly talk, exchange information, we could blow this thing wide open.
Uh-huh.
Yes, that sounds good. Let's do that.
But I can't think straight with this thing weighing on me. You're police officers, aren't you? I have a crazy idea. You guys are basically door-opening machines. Incredibly talented at opening doors.
Uh-huh. I've opened a few doors in my life. You've heard wrong, Everard. We're not. Kim, is that true? Are we door opening machines? Okay. Dice roll. 3 is 1. 4, 6 is 3. Okay. I've opened a
And
few
I'm
doors in my
sure
life.
you're going to open this one with flying colours, Harry. This really is very simple, and there's nothing shady about it.
Uh-huh.
An excellent opportunity presents itself, sire. You could win the trust of the arch-liar, pretend to play into his hand. Then, should you wish, bend his efforts towards your own.
Why don't you just open it yourself?
Harry, I'm a very busy man, and more importantly, I don't have that extraordinary physique you do. You look like you could run around all day.
He slams his fists together.
You want to send someone a message that the police are working for you.
Uh-huh.
I repeat, I'm a very, very busy man, Mr. Kitsuragi, and therefore I must occasionally enlist outside help. So what will it be, Harry?
Whose door is it?
Oh, no one's. It's just a weasel. A weasel lives there. Nothing for you to worry about.
What do you mean by a weasel?
A loud blabbering weasel. When weasels feel no one is watching, they start acting foolishly.
He removes his glasses and rubs his nose.
Just go there, unlock the door, and leave it open. It's been such a burden on me, Harry. I just want this to be over so I can discuss business with you.
Okay. Bet you don't even know anything about the hanging.
Harry, my dear friend, I am what people call a local bigwig. I know everything that goes on in Martinaise.
Let's accept the task and bend it back against him. Fine, I'll look into it. We need to talk about that murder.
Fantastic, my friend. Just let me know when it's done and we can take our friendship to the next level.
Flicks his fingers.
You can get the key from Manana. He's down by the gates. Manana's like a free agent in the Union. Special operations. Hardened socialist. A real free thinker, too. He'll tell you precisely where the door is. One last thing, Harry.
Smiles, obviously satisfied with how well he planned it all out.
Just open the door. You don't need to go in or anything. I just want that weasel to come home and see the unlocked door.
Okay, I'm looking into your shady brew.
I don't know what that means, Harry. Shady brew? There are so many moving parts in my operation, I can't keep track of them all.
Of course you can't.
You know what? Don't even tell me. Whatever it is, do it. Surprise me. Just one thing. If you can, make it even shadier.
He sincerely has no idea what you were talking about. And he doesn't care either.
Met Joyce, the company representative.
Oh, that's very nice. I haven't gotten around to her yet. I'm very, very busy, you see. I hope you're getting along. One thing I want to make very clear, Harry, is that this is not some kind of union versus corporation situation. Everyone is just pals here.
Just pals?
We're all trying to do what's best for Martinaise. Don't feel like you can't cooperate with her because you and I are such good friends and I'm helping you find your lost gun. I'm not a jealous guy.
Uh-huh. What happened to the previous negotiator, Mr. Grumont?
What do you mean, Harry? Nothing. I let him go.
You made concessions for the company in previous negotiations. Why would you let an ally like that go?
He's an old man, Harry. I wanted him to spend more time with his family. God knows how long he's got left.
You called him a midget. Shall we call him out and call him the guy midget? I feel like we probably should. You called him a midget.
Harry! I have little people in my organization. I would never call someone a midget. What is this? Honestly, I'm beginning to think you're a midget, Harry. I'm only kidding, Harry. You're not a midget. No one is. We're pals.
Joyce said the previous union leader had vanished under suspicious circumstances.
Vanished? Harry, the woman left her casserole in the oven and couldn't make it here in time for the voting. Oh, did I leave my casserole on? Better go home and check. The election can wait. When she got back, the whole thing was over.
Wait, there was no mention of a casserole from Joyce.
Funny, Joyce didn't mention any casserole.
Harry, Harry, Harry. Do not fixate on this little matter. Maybe it was a rabbit stew, or a hairdryer, or an iron. The point is, her heart wasn't in it. Mine was.
This particular brand of humor he has, it makes for a fine distraction. If it's spilled blood you're looking for, then there certainly isn't any in his expression or demeanor now.
Okay. Everett, Joyce seems to think the Union is lowballing her.
Yes, yes. Low-balling, of course. This isn't a casino, Harry. Real people, real livelihoods are at stake here. But everything's a casino for those rich types.
You look pretty well off yourself, Everett.
His expression makes it clear. This is childish and irresponsible behavior.
Why haven't you let her in to see you?
If she actually wants to see me, she will find a way. Any good negotiator would. And I just don't have anything to discuss with a bad negotiator.
That's a crap reason.
He doesn't want to see her. It's as simple as that.
Okay, let's talk about something else.
Of course, Harry. Let me just assure you one more time. It's perfectly okay to share anything we discuss here with this Joyce. This is a completely transparent organization. I have no interest in what she is doing, but I myself have nothing to hide. Your business is your business, and I respect your privacy. Just remember, none of this is secret. Tell her about all of it. My brother's picture, my singing swordfish clock. Tell her how overweight I am and how I'm helping you find your lost gun. Tell her about everything. Everett doesn't mind.
Referring to himself in the third person.
It is rather interesting to tell people things about each other, isn't it? It was nice telling him about her right now.
So don't do that. What's in the container that's outside your office?
My dear Harry, there are literally millions of containers in this harbour. I couldn't possibly remember what's in all of them.
There's something special about it. It was attached to the Cadalson's crane.
Harry, you smooth-talking son of a bitch. Time is a precious resource, and I don't have enough of it to count containers with you.
Smooth talking. Maybe that's the way to go about opening the container. You should at least try convincing it.
Jesus. Everett, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
Wait. You need this to get in and out through the gate.
Thanks. I was wondering how I was supposed to get out. Right, wouldn't want to get stuck in here.
Here, you're one of us now. A real red and white Union man. Take care, Harry.
What a greaseball.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she opened a bathhouse in the basement of my apartment building. They can only get so far before they're aching to get back. And lots of folk really did keep coming back.
Leo, in the future can we keep the greeting shorter? I had some questions for you if that's not too much.
No trouble at all, mister. No trouble at all. It's like that old saying goes, wisdom withers if not shared. And old Leo...
Yep. See if we can talk the doors open.
You're back before the cargo container. Its drawer has not lessened since you were last here. If anything, it seems to have grown slightly.
Hang on, let's have a look.
You're back before the
Let's
code
give it a
contained.
go.
Its jaw has not lessened.
Meditate
since you were
and
last
get
here.
our
If anything,
intelligence
it
up.
seems to have grown slightly.
Evens.
Despite the dirt that surrounds and trails you, a beacon of light
Wow.
emerges from deep within you.
Hello, is anybody in there?
The door stands silent.
Satisfied, detective?
Try again.
There's someone in there. I'd like to talk to
Just
you.
like that, you hear a click, then a rattle. Some mechanism unlocks itself inside the door.
Ahoy! Come on in!
Mega rich like bending
You
guy.
can't be serious.
I can. Well,
The man stands at the far end of the shipping container. It's hard to say anything more about him. You cannot make out any of his details, but you do feel the overwhelming presence of capital. The feeling causes all the hairs on your body to stand at attention, like soldiers preparing for review.
squint. Cover your eyes. We squint. Squint.
Something's amiss. The light beams bend around his face and scatter in 1,000 directions. It seems the laws of physics do not apply here. They are suspended, distorted, and echo. Trying to visualize the physics at play is liable to give you an aneurysm. Don't think about it too hard. In the general stillness, only your tongue moves, flickering as you utter.
Hello. What's going on here? Wow. Hello.
Welcome. Come in. Make yourself at home. Sorry, I'm not better able to receive you. I wasn't expecting visitors today.
You can't hear him exactly, yet you're able to understand every word he says. It is very strange. An overwhelming hum covers everything. Voice doesn't escape from him.
Now, what can I do for you, gentlemen?
What you can see of his body appears composed in a sharp summer suit and yacht shoes. Who are you?
Who am I? Oh, I haven't been asked that question for such a long time. I don't meet a lot of people outside my circle these days. Anyhow, my name is Rustam Teodore, investor, license holder, and extremely high net worth individual. And you are?
Mr. Diodore, I am Lieutenant Kim Kitsuragi of the RCM, and this is my partner.
My name is Harry and I'm a detective. My name is Harry and I'm an alcoholic. My name is Harry and I'm an alcoholic detective.
Pleasure to meet you, Harry. Though I'm sorry to hear a good public servant like yourself is in servitude to the drink. A man can't serve two masters in my experience.
I can assure you, Mr. Diodore, that despite his vices, he is a competent detective.
Oh, don't you
Thank
worry,
you, Kim.
Lieutenant. I can tell a good man when I see one.
How did you become so rich?
Oh Lord, not this again.
What's the matter, Kim?
Oh, nothing. It's just that we've got his murder to solve, and yet you go around asking everyone about money. And every time I ask, are you sure this is related to the case, you say, sure, Kim, I think it is. And yet, it never seems to get us any closer to solving the case.
It's quite alright. I'm used to the question by now. To be blunt, I inherited my fortune from my grandmother, who herself was an extremely high net worth individual back in Grad. All I did was take her fortune and invest it prudently. Believe it or not, it takes more than a bit of skill not to blow a vast fortune on sailing boats, bad choices, and unsupervised state policy.
Actually, at the level this guy is, it takes several generations to do that. But, alright.
What's it like being an extremely high net worth individual?
I gotta tell you, at first, being rich is a lot of work. You've got to work hard because everything's so darn expensive. You know, prices increase exponentially at this income level. But then, once you've reached my position, it's nearly impossible for me not to make money. My assets are so diversified that I'm bound to come out ahead no matter what. Some of my lower net worth friends say to me, but doesn't that take all the fun out of it? And I tell them, not really.
You're right, capital accumulation is its own rewards. Don't you think you should use your great wealth for the glory of the fatherland? You're a thief. People out there are working their asses off while you chill here. It's great that you've done so well for yourself, but don't you think you owe some of that wealth to the rest of society? Cool, I don't even have any interesting replies. Let's go with 4.
Sure. And they benefit when I buy things to stimulate the economy. Do you know how many jobs it takes to build and maintain a racing yacht?
Hundreds?
Dozens, at least. Of course, in the future, it'll all be automated. But my point is this.
He says, jabbing his finger into the air a bit.
Every man gets what he earns. It's the height of tyranny to take that from him.
Man, being a high net worth individual sounds great. Say nothing. Lost me dice. Oh, there we go. Okay.
It is truly. It's almost entirely carefree. It really leaves you time to better yourself spiritually.
Hey, all this talk about money has made you lose the thread. What is going on with the light in this place? That's what
Okay,
you need to
good
ask
night.
about.
There's something strange about you.
What do you mean?
Well, I don't know how to put it. You look somehow a little
Are
different.
you talking about my chin?
No, I mean, I can't even see you. It's as if something's happening to the light.
Oh, that's what you mean. Yes, I've heard of this effect, though I've never witnessed it myself, of course. It has something to do with our Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient.
A Weiss-Wiesemann
The
coefficient.
Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient is a ratio designed to reflect the difference in net worth between individuals. When the coefficient is close to 1, or 100%, it means one person possesses all the net worth. Among that group of individuals, it's been observed that when the Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient reaches about 0.96 or so, the laws of physics begin to bend around the high net worth individual.
So what's the coefficient?
The Weiss-Wiesemann coefficient for you and this individual appears to be 0.9998, repeating. That's not good for you.
Are you telling me that you're so rich that light literally bends around your
Among
face?
other things. But calm down. I'm but a lowly single-digit billionaire.
Really?
No, not really. There are actually quite many digits.
Em, are you seeing this weird stuff?
I see nothing of the sort. To be frank, all I see is a gentleman who's unusually well dressed for Martinaise, in a cargo container, which I admit is odd.
Yes, I imagine that does look strange to you. My container.
What are you doing in this container?
Traveling. This is a great way to get around. It's fun, it's safe, and it gives me lots of time to think. By the way, let me now ask you a question. Where are we exactly?
We're in Martinaise district of Revachol, former capital of the world. We're in Martinaise. There's a pretty good hostel here called the Whirling in Rags. We're in Martinaise. There's a creepy abandoned commercial area here.
Ah, interesting. I've made quite a few real estate plays over the years. It's a shame I can't get out and explore myself. One of the downsides of being an extremely high net worth individual is that mobs of low net worth individuals are constantly banding together to ask for money.
Wait, why don't you help them? You've got so much money it can't make a difference to you.
There simply aren't enough hours a day to hand out all the handouts. It's like feeding seagulls. There are always more, and they never seem to do anything interesting with it, except more seagulls. Spending money is a matter of desire. I'm sure you agree. I don't have the desire for spending it like that.
So you travel from place to place via a shipping container.
Smart, no? It also provides a means to hide from all the targeted advertising we extremely high net worth individuals are constantly subjected to. Luxury yachts, high fidelity portable radio systems, bail-proof outerwear, and so on. It just gets a bit middle class after a while. A bit bourgeois.
Ah, so you're saying being rich isn't worth the hassle? Those things all sound pretty nice. Yeah, that does sound pretty tiresome.
What? No, I didn't say that at all. Being rich is great. Just don't tell anyone I told you that.
You're a rich investor, right? Can I have some money? Oh god, this is going to go
Could
badly.
you please stop asking people for money? It does not reflect well on the RCM, and to be perfectly frank, we can't afford to look worse than we already do.
But Kim, I also can't afford to look any better than I do now. That's why I need the money. You're right, that was extremely unprofessional. I apologise. I think we can't keep on asking people for money because Kim will just get really upset. Okay.
It's perfectly alright. Based on your appearance, I can tell I'm dealing with a civilized man. As you may know, us high net worth individuals do not have a lot of cash on hand. Investments and liquidity are enemies of one another. I think I only have coins for coffee machines. Here is 3 real. How much can you get for this?
Thank you for your kindness.
You're welcome. You know,
I'd like to seem to spend more aggressively.
maybe you can make that money grow. Come up with an investment plan. How's that sound?
Let's come back to that one. If we can come back to that one.
Thanks for stopping by. Welcome back, gentlemen. What can I do for you?
So we need more conceptualization. Anything we can do about that? We'll come back to that. How do we get back out again? So if we go back the way we came, we can't climb back up. Ah, we've got the key card now, so we can get out through the office.
The file cabinet stands steady. Remember, Leo, Everart's all items on the list. The drawer slides.
Let's have a look.
Your race descent has only worsened since I last saw you. You have really let yourself go. Don't be vulgar. White or not has got little to do with this. The race in Mr. Clare is a man of vision also. To serve is noble. It takes discipline. Your petulant individualism has only contributed to your race failure. It is lax and moronic. Idiotic communism is the single greatest contributor above all. Rampant multinational finance still reigning offshoots of the Seminese people. I am not surprised you enjoy it so much. This has happened to many of the side products of the...
Measurehead stoically looks to the distance in silence.
So, how'd you like our harbor?
You've been in there, he means. Talked to the boss man too, probably.
Well, it's nice enough. Label Utopia, not approvingly. Complete shit. That's nice enough.
It's but a rest area on the path leading across open plains.
He nods solemnly and turns to you, a wild smile adorning his face.
Right. You talk to the boss, eye to eye, like men of the plain. If you have any more questions, I'm set to talk.
Any idea who killed the hangman?
The mercenary, eh? Who could have killed him? That's indeed the question. Why even do such a thing?
The harbour is a prime area of suspicion. In your opinion, the dock workers involved in the killing.
What a thought! Why would noble workers resort to such a thing? Unless they were pushed, of course. Your
Pushed
dead
out?
guy was an enemy combatant.
Hold up. What does that
He
mean?
was an agent of the opposition, attempting to undermine our honorable efforts.
Did you kill him?
I ain't the murdering type, but that's just me. Large organizations like our union have all sorts of men, with all sorts of skills.
He's not lying about not doing it himself.
Understood. This has been of limited use. Still, thank you.
No problem. I wish the best to you in your search. Sure, I'm glad it's not my search.
Takes a sip from his flask. Everett said you have a key to a door.
A key, huh? What door is this key supposed to open?
He said it belonged to a weasel. I was hoping you could tell me. I don't know, some whistleblowers, I think.
Oh, say no more. I got you.
Wipes the side of his nose with a little
I
wink.
got that key right here. And let me tell you, it's mighty good of you to help us out during the strike. Working class solidarity, as they say.
I saw an opportunity and I took it. I'm a hustle grinder. I heard something about a weasel and it didn't sound like a local polar weasel, if you know what I mean. Wink. I'm not opening this door for myself, I'm doing it for all working men. I'm not really doing this for political reasons. I don't really like any of those options.
Oh, so the none of the above type, are you? I get it. I like to keep my distance too. But it doesn't matter. It's a good thing you're doing. Thanks. What you're looking for is a basement door behind the greenhouse. That's behind the wailing in rags. That's all I know. Our organization is what you call compartmentalized. Means we keep out of each other's business.
Okay, but where did you get the key from?
The janitor gave it to me. Nice fella. We talked about life and things that really, truly matter.
His gaze wanders off into the distance.
None of this mess we're in. This jiving and juggling. What's it for? To feed our children, I guess.
Anything else I should know about this task? This weasel person? When he'll be home?
I'm more of a philosophical dock worker. I like to talk about the big picture stuff. Who I am, who you are, what we are fighting for.
Man takes a big sip from his flask.
He means he's not going to tell you, cause he doesn't know. But he will shoot his mouth off with you now that you're working for Everard. Who he is, and what they're fighting for. This is interesting.
Why are you striking?
We're negotiating our share.
Your share?
Aye.
Wait, so not wages or pensions, or how large a share would you like?
This stuff, they already covered.
Shouldn't you be grateful then? It's a lot more than most people here have. At least you got the benefits, that's something. However much you feed the world. Shouldn't you be grateful then?
Never grateful. Were we ever grateful, we'd have nothing. You fight for every piece.
How large a share would you like?
All of it. However, right now we want all the harbor workers to be on the company's board, so they could take part in the decision-making process.
This seditious talk sounds like communism. Just so we're on the same page. Communism is basically wanting to kill the rich people or deporting them to a labor camp in southeast Grad. But don't say that out loud if you're a communist.
Are you a communist? The boss man, Everard, what can you tell me about it? Are you a communist?
No. I don't think I'm a communist. Seeing something of value and saying I want it all to myself is a much older and simpler notion. No science to it at all. Even a weak child can think it. The only things holding someone back are I can't and I shouldn't.
But the stuff you do aligns admirably well with World Republic. Why not call yourself a communist? Right on, brother. You shouldn't take what's not yours.
I have nothing against communists. They are honorable boyaderos. And they have good analysis. But my own code serves me well. If my code starts failing, a code can fail a man as well as a man can fail a code, then I will have to submit to a new one, which may well be communism.
I guess I understand. I'm not sure I understand. It sounds like you're a communist who thinks he isn't doing enough to call himself one. Go with that.
See, I'm primarily a lazy person.
Looks very amused as if thinking about some private joke or mystery.
No doubt he's communist enough to call himself such, but he won't.
Why is that?
He likely believes that when someone has radical ideas, he should still rather present himself as a self-interested moderate, not as a missionary of a minority ideology.
Because?
It might come in handy to present ideas as a part of reality, the only reality that exists, instead of some abstract true form. On the other hand, he's not lying when performing this sleight of hand. He's a self-interested moderate.
Basically, you're a self-interested moderate.
That's one way to call it, friend. An unnecessarily complicated way.
Laziness, self-interest, and negligence certainly fit the doctrine espoused here.
Is it the dulcet tone of ultra-liberalism I hear?
At least some people are willing to make the necessary sacrifices in order to reach higher and to better the world.
Oh, Kim's been needled. The boss man Everett, what can you tell me about
I think
him?
it's best you make up your own mind now that you've met him. In my eyes, he is a capable organizer and a decent businessman.
What does bossing a union entail anyway?
I guess you kind of get to be the village chief. He oversees the harbor, makes deals with the owners or other relevant parties, watches out for his own.
By that, you mean corruption?
By heavens, why would he not be corrupt? We live in a harsh and disordered world, see? And in this world, the old man is corrupt for our benefit, and we know it. Appreciate it even. He is, personally, not too lavish.
His death seemed lavish to me. You're right, he's very ascetic.
He is reasonably lavish, sure. That's his prerogative. It's not like you want a saintly demeanor on a corrupt motherfucker. That would be a manipulative illusion.
I like this conversation.
Besides, there are no non-corrupt systems in the world anyway. And moralism is the most corrupt of them all.
This man has political theory, and it has not failed him today.
He seemed to have spent a lot of time thinking about political situations.
Sure, I've had the necessary free time. Fortunately, there's always time.
The look in his brown eyes conjures up an understanding. For him, having command of his time is the most important thing. It all comes together now. The way he speaks about scabs, his general attitude. He's a follower of a 500-year-old Franco-Nigerian Boyadero code, itself an appropriation of Vespertine cool.
Vespertine
That of a
cool.
noble peasant or a traveling herdsman. True to yourself, independent in your actions, loyal to your friends.
Maybe I'm bored or doesn't sound that cool. Sounds antiquated, obviously. I say, not disco. I think I'm into disco.
The man sits on the railing, his hands reaching far and wide, yet it feels as if he could effortlessly go even wider, if need be. An endless torrent of time.
Actually, do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Ardis? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Good talking to you. Gotta run.
Nice aggression with the native. Don't let the chief fool you next time. You don't need to be that up in his face. Leave yourself space to move.
Not bad advice, actually. This might do the trick.
Let's talk about our right to work.
I'm just gonna leave now. Still haven't got the body down. We'll look at our tasks.
I've got nothing to say to you.
man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod, acknowledging your presence.
Leo said you're friends with Manana. Is that true?
The mention of Manana gets his attention. He smiles and delivers a whole slew of unfamiliar words and lively gestures. Then he falls silent again. They're friends?
What's that borscht you're making there? Point to the large pot.
The man says a couple of sentences in that strange language of his, and then seems to wait for you to speak. I'm pretty sure he asked you a question. He doesn't know your language. You can just say something cool in return.
Yes. No. Mercury rising on your things, your hair. Do that.
Borscht need more vodka?
He picks up a bottle from the jar.
Okay, so it's vodka that keeps the men happy and in good spirits. Clever move by the Union.
Of course, vodka. Now that makes a very, very special borscht indeed. Turn it up and then ask for some yourself. Turning it up seems like a dangerous idea, honestly. The place is a powder keg.
Yes. Nod and turn your fingers clockwise. Turn the vodka up. No. No vodka. Turn your clock.
The cook gives you a long, disappointed look, then turns the stove off and seems to wait for you to speak.
That may have done something good or bad. Let's play Darcy.
Can I help you? Got the 20 real? Good. You got the room for the night, but remember, you'll need another 20 real tomorrow.
You know, there might be other places to sleep on this coast. You'll find one eventually.
Oh, hello, dear.
You know...
Of course, officers. Of course, dear.
Alright, what we're going to do... we could pump some endurance and try and get the body down. We're going to need it. Several fares already the way up. Exposure is something we also need. I think we've got to focus on getting the body down though. That's an endurance check. Let's... Alright. Save up. Oh, I've got the key for there now. I have to get there. Right.
There he still is, looking right through you with his white eyes. The body below
Oh, we
is
don't need
entirely
that.
dedicated to that corpse smell. Emitting it is all it does now.
Hopefully we can finally get this down.
As you breathe in, the
Nice.
odor comes over you. It's a smell of the mind telling you to run, and your stomach to wring itself empty. With your hands at your sides and your eyes squinting, you stand in it. It's a puzzle. What's hanging in front of you is a puzzle of decaying flesh, tattoos, and tendons.
They always do that?
They do after 7 days, yes. We are deep in decomposition here.
The man before you is naked, but for a pair of underpants and enamel boots. His skin is greenish, marbled with decaying veins, and blotched by lividity. A fading web of tattoos covers his chest and shoulders. The cargo belt used to fasten him to the branch above appears industrial in strength.
Okay, at that point, let's take a quick break. Good things shall return. Right. On with the show.
The material appears to be ceramic. Its clean white stands in stark contrast to the decaying flesh above the knee. The man wore thick polymer socks, probably for padding. A fine array of interlocking plates covers them. Delicate and fragile, they feel alien to the world around you, out of place somehow. These are clearly not boots. They're armor, possibly part of a larger set.
These aren't just boots, are they? This is the armor he was stripped of.
Indeed. Technically speaking, these are sabatons, not boots.
What kind of armor is this exactly?
Ceramic plate. Zirconium dioxide, most likely. This is where the make would be. Under the heel. Fair weather. Fair weather model T500 VE. I'm guessing that's vitreous enamel. This is advanced stuff.
Where's the rest of it? Scavenged by the locals? Material looks out of place here. Knock on the boot, pull the boot off.
Piece by piece. He's been out here for 7 days. It would be odd if they didn't. We should keep a lookout for these pieces. The armor could yield information. This is one thing he might actually know.
Maybe he was just wearing these boots. There is no rest of the armor?
No, I think he had something precious underneath the clothes. They had to remove the jeans and shirt we found to get to it. And this kind of armor is often worn under fabrics.
Nice. That makes sense.
What if they told him to strip before they hung him to demean him? Could have been walking around naked just like this for all we know.
They usually hang them completely naked for that. La puta madre, the Mazda, the Besmerties and the like. This one still has his underpants.
Fucking talking about underpants.
Clearly, Kuno would like to interject something here, but there's not enough for him to hold on to.
Material looks out of place here.
It is. It's expensive.
Lieutenant draws a line in the condensation on the ceramic. His index finger.
We've requested similar material for our tactical units for years now. The constabularies deemed it too costly. In that time, we've lost 6 men to semi-automatics.
How much are we talking about?
For a full set, about 4 years of wages.
For the northwest region of Revachol, an officer's average yearly income is 5,500 real, unadjusted for rank.
Wait, my yearly pay is 5,500 real?
Not too much, yes.
It's enough. Pathetic. I need to hustle more and hate less. Sounds puny. No wonder I can't pay my hostel bill. It's enough.
The lieutenant nods, wiping his finger on his sleeve.
How could this man afford such expensive hardware?
That's for us to find out. Mr. Gart implied he was security personnel for the harbor company. This confirms my own assumptions.
Initial report? He's looking pretty advanced for the security guard.
Just something I scraped together from my station. An area report on Martinaise. I'm sure you did the same.
He's not actually sure of that. He's just being tactful.
Thank you, empathy. I got that. He's look pretty advanced for a security guard.
I agree. This equipment is way beyond what a guard can afford.
How can this man afford such expensive hardware? We've done that, not the
A
boot.
small bell-like sound fills the air, like tapping on the side of a porcelain cup. The pry bar in your hand is itching for some action.
Sounds fragile.
It's anything but. This material is a kinetic redistributor. It spreads kinetic energy horizontally, from plate to plate, dissipating it entirely. See?
Faint, organic lines cover the plates where they separate into smaller ones. These plates then divide into smaller plates until there are hundreds of them altogether, like whirls of floorboards. The design looks organic, influenced by highly resistant wood materials, like lignum vitae and ebony perhaps.
What does this
If
remind you?
trees were made of porcelain, this is what their cross-sections would look like.
Run your finger over the line.
The smooth, glossy surface fractures into ever more intricate interconnections, peaking on the right sabaton, where you notice.
I notice.
The worlds are in the shape of a letter and number combination. E50, 100, 1000.
Looks like there's a serial number on the right sabaton.
Good. Can you read it to me?
Dips the drying ballpoint of his pen on his tongue.
X5415 6745 678222. Let's lie.
Why would I do that? I'm not going to lie to Kim.
We have a make and a number. That's something. We can use the radio in my kinema when we're done. Either station can chase it for us.
Let's pull the boat off.
This feels dangerous. Are you sure? The sabatons dangle off the man's decaying form, ageless and synthetic.
Back off and look at the corpse.
The cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Inspect the belt.
The hangman's knot is pulled tight by the weight of the corpse below. Yellow, hard-edged polyester cuts into his neck. Above, a sliding buckle ties the belt to the branch. This is a steel-reinforced cargo lashing belt, big brother of the regular cargo belt. It's used for tying cargo under 6-rotor airships.
Ask me how I know this, but it's a lashing. This is a lashing belt used for airlifting cargo.
Airlifting? I thought it was used on lorries for strapping cargo to them.
Apparently this is a reinforced kind for air transport. My brain tells me so.
The local harbor uses 6 rotors to shuffle containers around. I get the sense they use whatever was on hand, without paying much attention to not incriminating themselves.
By they, do you mean the Hardy Boys? They sure wanted to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring. How did they even get him up there?
Right now, everything seems to fit their confession.
They sure wanted him to stay up there. The rope is reinforced with steel wiring.
I was afraid it would be. Thin steel wiring, parallel strands. This makes getting him down more problematic than I had assumed.
How did they even get him up
A
there?
noose is one of those things that's easier to use one way around.
They climb up using the float kid's ladder?
That ladder can't carry a grown man. I didn't see any splintering either, did you? I think they lassoed the branch, then pulled on the belt to close the buckle.
Could be. The shape of the branch supports the theory. The cadaver hangs from the cargo belt, limbs limp and torso covered in tattoos. An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time they intersect, a small white star is formed in their crossing. Hundreds of fading asterisks riddle his skin. Their concentration is highest around his heart. His corpse is marked by stars.
What will mine be marked by?
Alcohol and heartbreak.
Is this a map of the night sky? Microelectronic system? Is this a national pattern?
A map of the stars. I do see some similarity to astronomical charts. Great Century Messinian, maybe. But this seems more particular. Customized somehow.
As if someone left out most of the night sky, filtering it through personal choice. The principle of this filter remains unknown to you. The thought dissipates, and you feel as though you were only half right.
I'm looking somewhere here. Sudden ringing fills the air as the lieutenant pulls down the zipper of his orange jacket.
He wears a wide leather belt around his waist and a gun holster under his arm. He takes a thin piece of milled aluminium from his coat pocket and pulls it open. Sounds like a sword being unsheathed. A small lens appears. Some sort of camera.
What's that?
A Trigger Sunshine. Mini.
Triggered is the world's leading manufacturer of intercommunication devices, primarily projectors. The camera before you looks familiar somehow.
Shit, Kuno! What the fuck is that?
An instant color camera.
It produces 2 metal-capped ampules and clicks them into place on the side of the apparatus. A thin slot shines.
I have only 2 ampoules, so nobody move. I don't want to waste one.
Points the camera at the corpse, peering into it. Lens needs adjusting then.
A sound, a shrill flash, followed by the breaking of a small ampoule of glass. You see streams of color pour onto the thick, glossy piece of paper, rolling out.
Nice.
In case we need it.
Cool machine.
Yes, it is pretty cool, isn't it?
What do we need this photo for?
It contains insight to the victim's person. By his build, I'd say this was a man of physical violence. The story he wanted his body to tell was important to him. It is his letter. To us. Someone should decipher it. We'll need to show it around.
Can I have it? I should look at it later without the corpse smell.
Sure. Just don't lose it.
He hands you the piece of rolled up photo paper. It's no larger than a pack of cigarettes.
The glassy-eyed corpse looks by, his mouth mute and his skin as colorful as the chemical rainbow on the photo paper, teeming with opportunistic organisms.
Look him in the eye.
His eyes are milky white and blind to the world, protruding comically from their sockets. There is no one home, just subaquatic terrors there. These eyes used to be blue, baby blue. Dark brown hair grows on his head. His face is ready to explode from the organic processes inside. The death's head grin has passed. What remains is an unrecognizable mess.
His eyes, they used to be blue. Thoughts in my dream.
Good. The victim is of Occidental descent. Light brown hair, blue eyes.
When he says Occidental, he means white. Originally from the Occidental subcontinent on Muindi.
Okay. We're close, but we could do with a little more. Let's roll it. Tell me who you are, dead man.
I'm gone.
Where have you gone? I can see you're gone, but who are you? What's happening? Hate you, you stinking boring. Where have you gone?
Into the wow pile yonder.
Noise? Where is that?
In the past. Way out west.
It's you. I can see you're gone, but who are you?
I'm a joke. Look at me.
There's nothing funny about you. You are now, but who were you when you were alive?
A killer. A motherfucker. And a killer.
I have another question for you.
Go ahead, Kobo.
What is happening?
What do you mean?
I'm talking to
It's
you.
the power of your
Like frothy liquid starts bubbling on his...
imagination. Go ahead. Ask me more questions. You fucking love questions.
Why do I love questions so much?
Because you're a copperoonie. Look at all of them go. Do you want more questions?
Yeah, give me questions.
Here you go, loony.
Why do I feel like I've forgotten something terrible?
Because you have.
My name Rooney?
Fuck no. You're no Rooney.
He is not who I am. Harry.
No, you're not a Harry either. You're a motherfucker. That's who you are. Rooney the motherfucker.
Hate you. Thinking you're...
Do I remind you of someone?
A child born with Muller's disease, harlequinism, grown up miraculously.
Baby affected with harlequin.
You sure wrinkled out of that one, Coppolini.
No.
Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features. If possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
It's going to take a step back.
As you narrow your eyes, the monster before you blurs into a violent mess of green and pink. This is a trick. You've done it before. Pink is where the blood settled in the first hours post-mortem. You can use it to see if the corpse has been tampered with. Does his position at the time of death match the discoloration?
Observe.
Only the lower extremities are pink with a dash of blue. His fatted hands, thighs, and his neck, just above the noose. The rest of the corpse appears dark green in the cold spring air.
His face and hands are pink, thighs too.
I see it. His neck too. The lividity goes right up his chin. We have good, well-pronounced discoloration here.
Act your eyes.
The monster comes back into focus, an explosion of color, coursing with dark marbled veins. His stomach appears pregnant with something. Black liquid streams down his thigh and onto his boot.
So, what do you think?
I think he's dead. I think he was upright after death. His hands, feet, and neck are discolored. He's coming out of him.
Agreed. Especially on the neck. The belt acted like a tourniquet, keeping the blood in his head. The hypostasis supports her hanging.
You would still like the hypostasis marks in the neck to be a bit more pronounced.
For some reason, my brain would like the pink to be more pronounced, especially on the neck.
Maybe it looks faint to you? It could be more pronounced, actually. Dumont noté.
Could it still be he was moved after death?
There's always a chance. We should check for ligament marks on his neck to see if they're in tune with the belt. We'll have to get him down first.
Dead.
I agree.
His personality is
Totally dead.
The world no longer stores his personality in its competition. There was a time for that, and it ended 7 days ago. No, better not to say that too heavy. Totally. His Buster's not coming back. Dead anyway.
That sounds about right, yes.
He nods in agreement with this advanced piece of conceptualization, having held it over, and says, cover your nose, something is coming out of him.
A pool of blood and feces has eaten into the frozen mud below the man's feet. purge liquid is dripping into it, drop by drop.
The victim appears to have contained no more than half a kilogram of digestion at the time of death.
The fuck are you saying?
Talking about shit.
We got lucky. Maybe he went to the toilet sometime before death.
Maybe.
Doesn't really want to dwell on it too long. Beaten up. See the bruises?
I do. Most of them are post-mortem. Maybe even all of them. The delinquents have made our jobs harder with their little sport.
Stop talking in riddles, coin slot.
He means you fucked him up good, Kuno. Fucked him up brutal like.
Back off and catch your breath.
But there is no breath to catch. Only the cadaver filling the air and your nostrils. He slowly rotates before you, decomposing.
How do we get him down?
Are you sure we finished the preliminary examination of the cadaver? We might miss some of these things once he's done.
Step back and have another look
The
first.
cadaver slowly twists on the cargo belt, his torso covered in tattoos, and extremities blotched pink and blue.
Of course. You have questions, don't you? Come back later, Coppo. Amuse yourself with my frank manners and my memento mori features, if possible. Also, see me in your dreams.
Yep, the preliminary examination is done. Let's get him down from there.
The steel-reinforced belt presents a unique challenge. I brought chain cutters, but I don't see a good angle of approach to the belt.
He doesn't actually think the challenge is unique. He thinks it's frustrating, annoying, and harder than he thought.
That's fair enough.
The cadaver is a good 1.2 meters up. Neither one of us can reach the belt without assistance. And even if we do, there's the question of cutting the airship strength material.
Can't someone else
Someone
do it?
else? You mean like the police?
You have a point there.
Sadly, yes. The whole RCM is out there right now, doing the exact same thing we are. Are we in a rush to help them? Not with this on our hands. I know it's hard, but I assure you, the others won't come to help us. And we have a growing sanitary concern here. We need to get him down, fast.
We saw the
Climb
branch.
up there and saw the branch? There has to be a less risky way, with less falling down of trees.
Maybe we can ask help from the
I was
harbour?
really hoping we wouldn't. The Union appeared to be suspect in this case. It seems like a dangerous route to go down.
I would really prefer if there was another way. These people might have an agenda.
Yeah, wait, let's reconsider.
But what other options? The corpse twists on the belt, like chicken on a skewer.
Yes, we do.
Maybe we could shoot him down.
Yeah! Bang bang time, pig! Shoot his...
How?
Where the buckle ties the rope to the branch. That's a good spot to aim.
Buckle holds the belt together.
Where? Ah, yes, I see. If the shot hits that, there might be a chance to release the belt.
Yeah, now we're talking. Entertain a Kuno with some shit.
They'll miss! The pigs will miss Kuno!
Let's let him choose.
Silence. With his elbow sharp, the lieutenant unzips his jacket and produces a lightweight firearm. He drops a paper cartridge in the barrel, separates the scouring stick, and gives the cartridge 5 tucks. That's a Kiel A9090 Armistice, mass-produced muzzle-loader, ascetic, frugal, one of the most common firearms in the world. He then steps back and assumes the fellow's position, taking aim. The corner of his eye twitches. His finger is on the trigger.
He's gonna fucking miss!
The kid's voice is drowned in a shrill blast that echoes off the walls of the surrounding tenements. A cloud of smoke slowly parts in the air as the lieutenant steps back and says to himself,
God damn it.
He feels bad about it. About his eyes mostly. Just having bad eyesight. Probably from a young age. Whatever you do, do not console him.
Fucking idiot! Mookabat asshole!
Kuno could have hit it easy, but then Kuno's not fucking handicapped, is he?
Try again, maybe?
No, we are lucky as it is. We didn't break anything, and the victim remains uncompromised.
He looks around at the windows. Over.
Any more mistakes could put us in an unfortunate position with the locals. We have eyes on us. I didn't do us any favors with that.
Not now.
I have to say, it's beginning to look unlikely we can get him down without assistance.
I have the gun. I should try.
It's bad as it is. Us shooting firearms like punks.
Pause his and shrugs and proceeds to load the pistol.
Go ahead. I'm not stopping you. Just don't lose it.
The piece shines his outstretched hands.
We only have one gun!
This is the sorriest pair of pigs Kuno's ever...
Yeah, take it, you fucking banana pointer! Take it and shoot yourself in the mouth!
Feel the weight
A cold
first.
piece of bakelite and gunmetal is surprisingly light. Your fingers fit right through the guard, instinctively resting on the trigger.
The fuck are you waiting for, Kuno? Tell him to shoot himself in the mouth!
Gun at the belt.
The buckle comes into focus in your sights. You stand with your feet planted firmly in the ground and your left hand supporting your gun arm.
Why don't you just shoot yourself in your mouth? At least you won't miss.
That is your left eye first.
Your field of view narrows. The branch slowly moves, becoming entirely two-dimensional. The metal buckle glimmers, slick with the falling rain. The corpse slowly rotates. The slow movement of the branch in the wind, and your shoulders directing the gun sink up, dancing hypnotically.
Look, he's crying. You gonna cry now, fucking faggoty?
Yeah. Thank you for the reminder. We could put both in. And hi, Ozzy. I was wondering how close attention you were paying. I am, by the way, the proud owner. You'd be interested in this. Let me just get the lights for a second. Yeah. Oh, this is annoying. Scenes. That's better. Only a Z50. Yeah. There's an Amazon warehouse deal. Which is, after a bit of research, seemed to be extremely good. Too good to miss up, to pass up. So I have joined the ranks of people with fancy cameras. So, ooh, is it worth? I mean, how game-breaking is it to dump points into this just to get this one challenge? Because we can get that up to a base of 4. Or there's a chance to reattempt it, and I could see if I've got any kit that does the job. It's a shame you can't check your inventory. Fair enough. Let's go with it. I'm glad you're here to advise. So, level that up, and level it up again. Let's accept the changes. It gives us evens. I wonder if telling her to shut up will help. It's ignoring her.
Oh, what? You gonna fuck me? You wanna fuck me, pig? Is that what this is about?
Doesn't make any difference. Let's go with a boost. Okay, that's as good as it's gonna get. No!
A plume of smoke erupts from the barrel. Your hand goes numb from the explosion. With your ears still ringing, you lower the weapon to see what happened. You missed the belt, but hit the corpse straight in the chest. Bits of ribcage protrude.
Oh my god, he's gonna fucking cry! I knew it! What a molko!
Ask for another shot. You'll get it with the next one. The goddamn light reflected off some window. Surely.
The cadaver is already compromised bad enough. We don't have to...
It came out wrong. You made it sound like you're some sort of roulette addict looking for a fix. Ask again. More controlled this time. There is sight.
Vittupa wants to fuck up again bad! It's the song of my people, asshole!
Don't provoke her.
Shot him in the chest! What a fucking idiot!
It's not the gun's fault you can't shoot.
Pigs don't have hands, they have like...
Kuno has hands. Kuno can shoot that shit down for you.
Okay, no, if I can't shoot him down, no one will. Tell him we shouldn't trust Kuno with your suit. Yeah, you know what? It's going that way, so we're going with this. He says he can shoot it
The
down.
lieutenant does not dignify that with an answer. He snaps the button on his holster and says,
We still need to get him down, somehow.
Stench makes him turn away from the corpse.
The bad way. The way I didn't want us to. By asking the harbor for help. They have the tools and the men. If they put him up there, they can take him down too.
Good job we already found a way in the harbour.
Hooray for us.
Won't it be dangerous?
To ask the suspects for help with the victim's body? To be indebted to Evrard Clare? Very much, yes. Which is why I would have preferred us to accomplish this feat ourselves. Clearly we can't.
Suck my dick, bitches!
Let's get to it then. Christ. That did not go well.
An intricate web of blue lines stretches across the torso of the hanged man, from the right shoulder to the solar plexus. Each time the lines intersect, A small white... It still kind of looks like a map of the stars in the night sky. But something's not right. Gone.
Right.
For you to discover. You've gotten as far as you will without assistance. Someone who knows about history could tell you.
I wonder who that might be. It does. And that's the thing. It's like... Failure states in this are really interesting. Because... they have consequences. Like, they are bad. But they don't make you really want to, like, give up save scum. Like, the consequences are always... not... They're not pragmatic. I don't know. They're just narratively good. So even if it's bad, it's like a really good role-playing game, tabletop game where your flaws.
Does Kuno care?
We had a question to ask this guy.
The fuck about it?
Where's the rest of his armor?
Kuno doesn't give a shit about the armor.
How come?
Kuno's fuck gimp's got one big thing wrong with him. He's a fucking mutant. Look at him. Fucking growth hormone shit. He's a giant. The armor's too big for any man. Kuno doesn't give a shit about that freak armor. Kuno threw that shit away.
He drills his temple with his fingers in some strange aggressive gesture. This is really useful. This is unusually useful for Kuno. What do you mean you threw it away?
Kuno tried to get the helmet on. It was too big.
Performs a kick-off on the imaginary helmet.
Kuno kicked that shit in the sea, rugby style. That shit means nothing to Kuno.
Threw it in the sea?
Yeah, that shit means nothing to Kuno. Kuno doesn't give a shit about material shit. Kuno's a fucking monk. You wanna fuck on someone about that armor? Go fuck the mustached union fuck. The jolly troubadour shit at the gate.
What do you mean, troubadour?
Yeah, cock in boot. You know that jolly union cow fucker? Came around talking about cows or some shit? Came around pretending like he cares about cows?
Yes, you met him at the gates. The one with the boots and the jolly smile.
Mi mañana.
Yeah, he's the one you want to talk to. He's fucking crazy about that armor shit. Coming here pretending like he likes cows. Trying to catch a peep at Kuno's armor.
Curious, my liege. Why did Kuno feed you this information?
And you're just telling me this out of the kindness of your heart, Kuno.
Yeah, Kuno's doing charity today. Kuno Day. Kuno feels sorry for you two loser pigs. Kuno's doing pity now.
Still, seems suspicious. He may have it in for that guy. Or you may be paranoid. That is also a possibility, sire.
There are contusions all over his body. Did you do that?
Fuck are you talking about? What is this contusion shit?
Grabs his head like it's suddenly hurting.
He says you're stupid, Kuno. They want to make you stupid again.
Contusion is a bruise. I'm talking about the marks your stones left on the corpse.
Oh, did Kuno make your shit sniffing harder? Obstruction of shit sniffing. This is Kuno's kingdom. Kuno fucking rules here.
You hear the lieutenant hum.
You know who he was?
Kuno's fuck imp. Kuno uses the fuck imp for target practice.
He's trying to hide the fact that he doesn't know.
So you don't know anything?
Kuno knows all kinds of shit. Kuno's not a snitch, that's all. Trying to make the Kuno sing into the popo phone.
No, he got up
Probably climbed. Kuno was busy down the road when that shit went down.
there. He didn't see
You
it
heard
happening.
Kuno? Kuno wasn't even in Martinaise. Kuno wasn't in Revachol. Kuno wasn't regional.
The city's too large for him to have left. But he wasn't here either. So where was he?
You didn't really leave the city. Where were you?
Told you, pig bacon. Kuno doesn't do regional. Kuno's been to places you wouldn't dream of. Fucking Mesk. Or, I dunno, Some other place. Night City. Kuno was in fucking Night City.
There is no Night City anywhere. That
That
sounds
sounds-
like the name of a city in some pulp science fiction novel.
That's a fictional city name. Night City doesn't exist. Where is Night City?
Kuno gives this info out on a need-to-know basis, and you don't need to know. Kuno didn't smoke the gimp, if that's what you meant.
Thanks, Kuno. That's one name you can now cross off the list.
Have you seen anyone suspicious around?
Just a couple of pigs sniffing around in the dirt. That seems pretty fucking suspicious to Kuno.
Yeah, you tell the faggoty
Looks like you're a fagari now, whatever that means. The suspicious question doesn't really work in antagonistic situations.
Let's talk about something else.
You're testing Kuno.
Get lost,
Kuno, found your shack.
You found Kuno's secret door to Kuno's secret shack. It was closed for 5,000 years. How the fuck did you get in?
Push the panels aside, Kuno.
And then what? You fucking there. You fucking Kuno's kingdom.
He's trying to fuck at you again, Kuno.
What was in the pig head?
Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Cool, pig head. I liked it. I got one too. This one. It's shit. Get it? I'm not saying those things.
Too brutal for you, huh? Kuno fuck your tongue off.
No, I just want to get back to the shack.
Of course you want back in there. Everyone wants back in there.
Found a plate with powdery residue. Know anything about it?
That's where Kuno gets his daily hit of electric. Kuno Shazam. Kuno rides the fucking lightning in there, pig.
Bet you'd like to ride the lightning too, wouldn't you? You feel tired and old, but you could have that sparkle in your eyes.
What's with the tube of magnesolam, Kuno?
It's a vitamin, pig. Don't you know anything?
He looks at you like you just pointed at the sun and asked what it was.
You could use some.
Okay, whatever.
Okay, whatever. You fucking need that shit to stay on top of your game. Kuno goes through like a tube a day, and you look like you could use a bottle.
Oh, don't teach him, Kuno. He's going to use it against you, Kuno.
I know all about magnesium. I rock it all the time. Come on, it's just magnesium. Don't mystify it.
You're not getting this, pig. It completely takes away the hangover. It's like you didn't do anything. Like you stayed home playing with your choo-choo.
He looks at you, eyes bulging.
Fuck you, pig. Don't do mag. You're going to OD and you're going to fucking die.
Heard enough of this.
Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom.
I have more questions about
The
this.
kingdom of
scene.
Kuno. The fuck do you want with it?
No.
Yeah, whatever. Kuno doesn't give a shit. The fuck do you want with it? Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno's Kuno, pig.
It's always Kuno, never I. Clearly the kid's using the third-person perspective as a shield.
Interesting, you refer to yourself in the third person to distance yourself from the situation.
Kuno doesn't do that smart shit. Don't throw that bullshit at Kuno. Kuno knows you're lying. Trying to get Kuno hooked on the book.
The boy knows he has an addictive personality. Admirable insight for his age.
Watch out, Kuno. He's trying to fiddle you. He's going to put his hands on you.
The thing behind this fence starts squealing, shrill and violent like a fire alarm.
Pig's got Kuno. Help! Rape!
Sound gets louder as the child shouts at the windows overlooking the yard.
Help! He's got the Kuno, help!
I'm just going to leave.
Yeah? Get out of here before the Kuno beats the shit out.
Yeah, that's right. Drag your fat ass.
Bang! Got fucked by the Kuno. We alright? You wanna get
Jesus.
fucked? Does Kuno care?
Oof. We'll come back to that. Okay, I'm
Kuno
off.
doesn't.
Try that some other time. Right, we got a lot of stuff on.
Yes? What do you want to know?
Now that we've inspected the scene, I want to know more about this pissing competition you mentioned.
What's there to say? It's just stupidity.
Right. Before we get into this, I wonder if there's a really elegant way of dealing with Kuno. What kind of stupidity?
The cop kind. Our precincts can't decide if Martinaise is part of Jamrock or the industrial harbor. Yours or mine, as if we somehow own parts of the city. Typical street gang mentality. So we've let the Union make a mockery of law enforcement here. And now it's come to its natural conclusion.
Ah, so this is a struggle over who runs Martinaise.
Well, sort of. It's less a matter of who gets to police Martinaise than who has to. It's an orphan district, in other words. I think the dispatch desk just told both our stations about the hanging. There was quite the brouhaha at the 57th, I can tell you that. Time to settle it, they said. Cop off. But I assure you, I am not their finest or toughest, with 102 cases solved. What I am is least interested in a pissing competition.
So he volunteered to represent the 57th, but not out of competitiveness. On the contrary.
So you volunteered to spoil it. Special about Martinaise. I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. So you volunteered to spoil it.
Yes. I am an unrepentant spoil sport.
Good on you, Kim. What's special about Martinaise?
Martinaise? Nothing. It's just a puddle at the end of some drain pipe. No one cares about this place. They care about sports. Most of our colleagues don't even know how to get here. North of the interchange doesn't exist.
I wonder what this says about me, that I was sent by my station. Raise an eyebrow, thinking it's best to let you make the next move.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
The master plan? First we've heard about it. I'm a highly experimental cop, but if I am right, this is outre even by my standards. I was sent to teach you a lesson in style. There can only be one conclusion. I'm the finest we have, a hero cop said to outperform you in every way imaginable. I must be an augury, an apocalyptic omen sent by my people. Can you guess my message? I probably have an unbelievable kill count. I'm going to leave why I was sent unspecified. I think we're going to go with 1.
Really?
I arrive at the scene 3 days early, drink myself to oblivion, fully re-immerse myself in this reality, and then work the case from an angle so present fresh it produces never before seen results, not only for criminology but for the human mind. Yeah, let's go with it.
It can't be that.
Part of him sort of wants to believe what you just said. It isn't, but I will prove it so. I'm notoriously difficult to work with wonderkind with extremely unorthodox doing it, so of course not. I'm just a drunk. They sent a drunk. Ooh. Back it up. Let's go with the honesty.
Are you sure? Who could say it's not true? If you really don't remember anything, how would you know? We should move.
It's all part of the master plan, you see.
Really? It can't be that. I hope you do.
Good.
Yes, it's a wholly pointless matter. Forget I ever mentioned it.
Oh, sorry cop actually gets me a benefit for something. Sylvie suicide jokes. Roy mentions suicide. Suicidal cop sent on a mission. Only get a little bit higher, but let's go with it. Like boost. Let's do it. Might actually get a roll.
Look at you. It's because you're a failure. They sent you to Slight, Precinct 57.
Yeah, that makes more sense than the other stuff I thought of.
Just think about it for a second. You're a raging alcoholic who showed up 3 days late wearing piss-stained disco garb. You weren't sent here to win.
Kim, what if my precinct sent me on this case because I'm a fuck-up, like, as a joke? Keep it to yourself. I trust Kim.
I've considered it.
His voice is somber. So it's true. But it's not true, right? So it's true.
It would be immensely ugly of them. Not to mention unprofessional. But I also think it's somewhat unlikely.
Why is that?
I checked the records. This jurisdiction dispute, who polices Martinaise, reaches back to the 30s. It's as old as my station. And all this time we can't decide who gets Martinaise? I think, yes, both stations would prefer a win.
Ha! So you are their finest. Do you really see me as a safe bet? That's a good question. I'd like some help. I'm not quite sure what to choose. I like it, yeah.
I am the finest of nothing.
You really see me as a safe... Oh, you got to ask both anyway. You really see me as a safe bet?
Safe? No. But you're old. You've made it this far. Something has brought you through. We've only just started working together, so I don't know what it is yet. But it's there.
He's such a nice guy.
So no, I don't think they sent you as a joke. And even if they did, they are in for a surprise.
That is an incredibly positive thing to be told. Just sure I'm not hurting anything here. Charge. Perfect. Right. That's everything. Another task done. So what is next? Where is the rest of the armor? So yeah, time to go and talk to... Right, the closest thing is the car, so let's run the number on the armor. And we'll talk to the mess to Manana.
Inside, you see a set of steering levers, a radio microphone.
This is Precinct 57. How may I assist you?
You run a serial number. Me for a pair of armored boots for me.
Sure, officer. What's the number? And the make of the armor, if you know it.
E50 100 1000. Make and model of the armor is Fairweather T500 VE.
Got it. I'll contact the ICP database immediately. Call back tomorrow. Hopefully they'll have dug up something useful by then.
The International Collaboration Police, ICP, is an inter-Isoleri law enforcement service, the crown jewel in the moral intern diadem, alongside EPIS and the coalition government.
Alice, this is Firewalker. Reconnect me to the 41st.
Right.
10-4, come in. Firework. Roger that. 10-10, over and out.
I can't remember getting him to call me Firewalker, but there we go. Well, we're slowly piecing things together.
Hola, Wandering Man. How can I help you?
Kuno told me you're supposed to know about the armor.
The little boy had the good on his promise.
His promise?
To get me into trouble. To sick the pigs on me. Pardon the choice of words. Not mine.
What happened?
I was asked to look into that armor situation. Official Union probe, you know. Track it down, see who took it.
Okay.
Did you?
At first I thought, why not? Maybe the pieces can feed the strike. Buy us a few more days under the sun, you know? So I went to this boy. He said he'll make me his prison bitch. He's got eyes everywhere, the cops in his pocket, and he's the king of Jamrock. Serves me right for doing menial footwork. I dropped that probe right then and there, and it still got me into trouble. One bad move is all it takes.
So Kuno used this to what? Scare you?
It's a minor nuisance. It's all good.
He contemplates taking a swig from his flask. Who refills his flask? The probe into the armor. What did you learn?
I learned that people don't want to talk to a drunk union man about some armor.
Well, that seems fair.
What else?
Not much. Technical stuff mostly. That was the interesting part.
What sort of technical stuff?
I did some research into this armadura. Let's say I have friends at the library.
He explains
I
the
didn't get
rationale.
into the material science, just how it comes off.
How it comes off is something that interests us.
How does it come off?
In parts. 4 in total. The helmet was the first to go. The kid says he tore it off and kicked it into the sea. I believe him. The boots were still on the guy last I saw. Too hard to remove. So, as I count, there are 2 parts missing. The gauntlets and the cuirass. This is where I left off. Too much hassle. More like a job for some militia.
I wonder who. Hold up. 4 pieces. Helmet, cuirass, gauntlets, boots. What about the leggings?
Oh, they're just gone. They don't exist anymore, if they ever did at all. Forget about them. I did.
Ambitious. I'm going to find all of it. All the pieces.
All of it? There are junior officers out there, eager to prove themselves. I would leave some for them, and I would leave the boots to processing, but okay. Let's find all of it.
It's implied. He finds it unlikely that you will succeed in this.
And Mesk is epic then, all across Martinaise. I hope it will be a real bonanza for you.
Thank you for the
No
cooperation,
problem.
sir.
If you see that kid, thank him from Call Me Mañana. Thank him for showing me the way.
He finally takes a swig from the flask.
He is sincerely grateful. He is not tracking down pieces of armor right now.
Good talking to you. Gotta run. Right, that brings us to 2100. So, is there anything we want to do before the end of the day? Tasks, maybe. Some challenges. Novelty dice maker. That's not unlocked. That works better at night. So the cafeteria window, and that's the backyard wall. He's not around anymore. We might be able to do the mirror by now. Who else might know about the tattoos? I think we're going to have one last conversation with Joyce. While we're here.
Hello again, officers. Have you come to admire my mural?
That bed and nickel room yours.
Ooh. Not only have you found my address, you've discovered my biggest secret. I'm a coal miner.
She does have eyes that seem to be smeared with coal.
Really? You're a miner?
Yes. I keep hoping a shaft will collapse on me, but somehow it never happens.
It's not the nicest place, but I guess it'll have to do.
It doesn't have to do anything at all. Nothing does. Like me. Right now, I'm doing nothing at all.
She looks at the paint dripping down the wall.
The inspiration will come to her once hell is set loose on the streets. It's too calm right now.
Don't you have a real home?
Does anyone in a city like this?
Oh, I have other
Shoot,
questions.
Piggy. It's what you do, isn't it?
You won't talk about the murder, but maybe you can tell us something about the murder victim's missing armour.
What do I care about some fucking tin eggshells?
Isn't armour art? Art for the body? Come on, Cindy, just help me out here.
Ugh, alright. Sad Piggy. I'll give you this one. I saw a little girl in the fishing village running around with military-grade handwear. Looked cute as hell. If you haven't been there, the village is a shithole down the coast from the main plaza. Have a good time!
There's a little girl wearing the gloves there.
No. That's all the snitching Cindy the Skull does for today. Actually, I don't even know why I told you what I just told you. I have a weakness for animals. It's the animal thing again. Damn it.
She looks at you, a little sad suddenly.
Or a weakness for police officers, miss. Thank you either way.
Catch you later, Cindy. We will go and confront Kuno in a minute. Let's have a quick look at our gear. Anything that would be better. Okay, that'll do.
You're back. Good. What can I help you with? Not an umbrella, I hope. I don't need one myself, you see.
Either do I paint a similarly wet cloak.
Very rugged. Good choice. Now, I suspect you had questions. Nothing like talking to pass a rainy day. Am I right?
Yep. Do you know something about these tattoos? Show her the photo.
That's the man who was killed. I'm afraid this is a discussion for once we've cleared the lynching question.
So you know something about the tattoos?
Better not tie the fourth day to the bat's day on this. I hope there is something else.
She wants to answer the question. Protocol keeps her from it.
Okay, we'll come back to it. By the way, I've talked to her about Claire.
You have? And how did you like Mr. Clare?
Not important if I liked him. I was doing my job. I didn't.
Oh, come on now. He has his uses. How else would he have stayed in power all these years? Or wait, actually...
She answers her own question.
Corruption. That's how he's done it. Fantastic, Verne-like corruption, reaching into the bowels of the earth.
She looks at the ground and nods.
The position of my unusual colleague does not reflect official policy. I hope you understand. The RCM does not pick sides.
Of course. And I don't expect you to share anything he told you with me. I'm not a corrupt Verm myself. However, if you felt like discussing something, how could I stop you? Are we not human? Are we not curious to hear another person's take? It's only natural. We would only be
She smiles.
gossiping.
Intellectually speaking, it would be quite interesting to hear what she has to say about these things.
Oh. That's so helpful.
The lieutenant looks at you, and when I said be wacky, I didn't mean wildly,
I thought
grossly
that was probably going to
irresponsible.
happen.
Unconventional police officers sometimes lose their guns. They then go around and tell people about this to gauge their reactions. It's all part of detecting.
Incredible. Simply incredible. And how is it going? Has this detecting produced a gun?
Mr. Everard says it's almost ready to be found soon.
Did he now? Well, then it should be any day now. Unless, of course, he's lying to you. Anyway, was there anything else you've heard?
Might have saved that one.
Perhaps he is.
I helped him turn up the heat on the bush.
Did you now? What sort of borscht is he making?
The cook makes it to keep the strikers drunk, helps them
The
strike.
strike brew. That's a classic. And by turn up the heat, I presume you mean put more alcohol in it?
Nope, you misunderstand. I turned the knob like this.
Beyond curious. I will choose to interpret that as you turning the alcohol in the strike brew down. For the sake of our professional relationship. And because I don't like the idea of them any more drunk than they already are. What else?
I'd rather talk about something else now, for now, if you don't mind.
Of course, Detective. Should something come up later, down the road, until then, is there anything I can help you with?
Thank you, that's all for now.
Yes?
I may not be making the wisest decisions in this game, but it seems to be how it's going. Let's have some more composure.
Does Kuno care? So?
Said thank you, wasn't too keen on chasing down that armor anyway.
Fuck, okay. Kuno's a giver like that, yes?
Kuno sent your fat ass running around.
Look, pig. Kuno sent you to rough some people up. Kuno played you. That happened. Now you and Kuno should move on.
I remember this, Kuno.
You got fucked. You got fucked, pig. Fucked back after this shit. You better have something real interesting to say if you want to stay in Kuno's face.
Yeah, real interesting.
Kuno doesn't fucking care.
It's 2100. Anything we're going to achieve today? Do we want to do that today? Let's do that today.
Trying to sneak up on me?
Oops.
This door is made of metal and appears to no one answers.
We should return tomorrow. Tomorrow at night.
Yeah. Okay.
This must be it. The basement door is weather-worn. The copper nails holding the upholstery in place have turned green from sea air, and there's a knocker shaped like a lion's head. You knock silently. The upholstery muffles the sound.
I guess no one is in?
Press you against the door.
The door is slick with rain. In fact, it's oddly silent in the yard around you. No birds chirp.
Lieutenant, what is your opinion of this task we're undertaking?
Let's be honest. This isn't what I joined the RCM for, but every day tells you something new about yourself.
The lieutenant replies, still inspecting the padded door.
Apparently, working with the local union boss to get info on an investigation is not something I'm squeamish about.
So you don't mind if I unlock the door?
I mind that the local thug is using the RCM for his busy work. But if this gets us to the bottom of this hanging, then I'm willing to look over it. On the other hand, we could just leave and tell Everard we opened the door. No one seems to be tailing us to see if we actually did it.
Lie to Everard? That's also an option.
Presenting a fabrication is known to get results here and there. You took this task. You make the call.
The door is right here. You can just open it and be done with this. Besides, if you never open it, you're never going to find out what's behind the door.
That's true.
I don't know. You're a pretty good liar. Are you as good an infiltrator as you are a liar?
I don't like Everard. Let's not do it. Okay, the last thing we're going to do go and talk to Everard.
Numerous empty wine bottles glisten in the rain. Someone partied really hard here.
Wait, how hard?
Well, they went through 6 bottles of potent Pilsner, 3 bottles of Commodore Red, and almost 4 packs of cigarettes.
Did I do this?
Yes, I think we can say with relative confidence that it was you.
That's really sad. I must be miserable.
Yes. This scene isn't exactly ripping with joy. Let's just move on.
I need to go up there and get those things at some point. Maybe after I talk to Everard.
Oh, hey, mister. I knew you'd be back to talk with old Leo here. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. It's like Lady Larice said when she Sure, mister. Absolutely. I'm always willing to help out nice fellows such as yourself.
Mr. Dubois, every worker...
Is a member of the board?
That's right, Mr. Dubois. I see the socialist democratic fervour now burns in your heart, too. How can I help you today?
Remember that container I asked you about? Turns out there's a mega-rich light-bending guy inside.
Mega-rich light-bending guy? Oh my god! How did that get in there?
So rich he could get out anywhere.
Damn it to hell, Harry. I specifically told my guys to check all the containers for mega-rich light-bending guys.
There was a guy in the container, but he didn't bend any light. That was in the detective's head.
Honestly, guys, we might be moving all kinds of suspicious things through this harbour, but I won't be caught transporting the light-bending mega-rich. I have a reputation to protect.
Yes, for God's sake, you're a socialist.
You're right, Harry. I am a socialist. I'm going to catch the mega-rich guy inside the container and harvest his energy to power the harbour's fog lights. I shudder to think what you're going to tell me next, Harry.
Not for 1 second did he believe there's an actual mega-rich person somewhere in his container town.
Are you shitting me, Harry? Did you not really open the door and are now just telling me you did? You're a wild one, Harry.
Good. Now take it a bit further. Take it home.
Not only did I open it, I went inside too. It's a real weasel's den.
I bet it was, Harry. But seriously, what did you see in his apartment?
A guy who has antagonized the Union in a Union-run town. Maybe it's political.
So lots of anti-socialist, anti-union stuff. Pamphlets saying get the unions in check. Fascist insignia everywhere. Memorabilia calling for the return to the Golden Age. Misogynist posters, racist literature, and a signed position to a euthanasia invalids.
That's exactly what I thought, Harry. What a weasel. And for the record, I was only curious, not testing you.
Aha. He was testing you. You succeeded.
Thank you, Harry. You have shown me that the Barders Union and the Citizens Militia can indeed work together. Now, let's cut down to brass tacks. It's time for men like me and you to figure out who's killed who and why. Real police work is gonna start happening now. I promise you, Harry, this is gonna be good.
I heard a connection between the lynching and the strike. I'd like to hear what you know about it.
By now, I'm sure you've figured out who the dead man was working for. The bad guys. Wild Pines. Sent to scare us. Another violent measure of the top hats against us flatcaps.
I'm listening.
Harry, this strike is the culmination of many, many mistakes made by the Wild Pines group. They tried to shut the strike down by sending in armed mercenaries.
You mean our victim?
A security contractor? Can you imagine that? Workers standing in peaceful protest, united in the spirit of fellowship, and they send hired killers to mow us down with machine gun fire? I'm talking beasts, hardened killers from proxy wars in Yisut, Semenine, Saramaritsa, you name it, they've done it. Raping, killing, burning villages, killing little children for the Senorita Pineapple Company, Harry. Everything they did there, they brought over here. They want to turn Revachol into a third world slum. Honestly, the only thing they didn't do is kill the village elephant.
Hold on, you have a village elephant?
No, Harry, the elephant is metaphorical and so is the village, but the mercs and their brutality are very real. Now, I haven't personally witnessed the brutalities out there. I have the luxury of staying in my container, you see. If I need to go somewhere, they just move my container.
Wait, they move the container?
Yes, I'm an old man, Harry. My legs aren't what they used to be. They lift my office with that big crane. It's actually very fun. You should try it. But enough about me and my fun container. The killers the company hired, I think there were 3 of them, all hardened commando types. One of them got downright suicidal, getting drunk, violent, a little rapey. Even their own negotiator couldn't control him. That's your boy, the one who likes hanging out and trees.
Jesus.
By negotiator, you mean Joyce?
Harry, what you need to realize is, we dock workers are not pushovers. We got grit, Harry. This whole neighborhood does. Push us hard enough and we push back. And when we do, we push to kill.
Wait, the whole neighborhood is in on it.
Potentially, Harry, potentially. We got arm wrestling champions, rowing club people, ex-coal miners, tough guys, all ready to spring into action for their home base.
Who exactly did the pushing?
There's a militant wing inside the Union. A group of people whose duties don't involve manual labour, but peacekeeping in the neighbourhood, making sure everything runs smoothly.
Uh-huh.
That sounds a bit like organized crime.
They're like you guys. Idealistic people who want to make sure bad things don't happen. And if they already have, well, punishment must follow.
Again, that sounds like organized crime.
So these idealists killed our victim?
One day Titus Hardy, leader of this peacekeeping faction, comes up to me and says, "Boss, socialist democratic fervor drove us to take it upon ourselves to kill this beast that was burdening the land." He probably worded it differently, but that was the idea. Sure sounded to me like they killed him. I gave them 2 weeks paid leave and told them to lay low to avoid retaliation.
Aren't you worried we might arrest them for this?
Oh, I'm not at all worried about that. These are not the kind of men who get arrested. They're Martinaise boys, tough and gritty. I'd like to see the man who takes them in. Besides, I sent my lawyer girl to look after them.
If he's just boasting, then it sure doesn't feel like that to you. He's not worried. He places a lot of faith in that lawyer girl. Perhaps this is a tactical error. Anyway.
How do you know the mercenaries were hired by the shipping company?
How do I know? Let me tell you about these people. That's their MO. It's what they do.
He slams his fist on the desk.
Last winter, some poor workers in Terminal E went on a little strike. The company sent in Sediment, a security contractor. The strike was over the workers' right to wear protective footwear, Harry. These guys turn up and start beating people. Tell you what, Harry, I wouldn't be surprised if we got the same mercenary company after a little rebranding. And I'm sure as hell not surprised to see an army of scabs under my gates.
So you believe the scabs were organized by the security contractor?
You said it. Hell, one of those guys looks big enough to take down that proverbial elephant. Boys like that don't just happen to show up during strikes.
That does sound quite unlikely, yes. The big guy leading the scabs at the gate is colossal. He's not scared of them. If anything, he likes them being here. Strange.
You mentioned a lawyer girl.
Oh, Liz is a bright one. I paid for that law degree myself, thinking it'll probably turn her all fancy. But hell, Harry, she came back a firebrand socialist. Sometimes she scares me with her zeal.
Tell me about Titus Hardy and his crew.
Oh, they are simply fine young men, all 7 of them. Exemplary union members, always working to advance their position in the local socialist democratic movement. Core members. Old Theo used to run them, but things really kicked into gear when Titus took the reins and named the group after himself. Gotta love his initiative.
Interesting. Who's second in command?
They're almost all of them great guys, born leaders. Whatever happened, I'm sure they only had the best interests of Martinaise and Revachol in mind. Work with them. Hell, interview them. But don't fight them. They really are just like you. Men who like beer, women, and some order on the streets.
He's betting on them being useless to you.
Everett, I met these Hardys. Can you ask them to cooperate with me?
But of course! It's the least I can do for my good friend Harry. I'll do it right after we've concluded this talk.
You can now go and tell Titus about this. See what he has to say.
Also, Harry, here's 5 real.
Wait, why are you giving it to me?
I'm not giving you anything. I'm just holding out 5 real. Oh, I wasn't offering it to you, just holding it out there. But I'm willing to share information. Was there anything else? Was it a good tour? I'm not sure we made much headway here. I was hoping we'd bust the case wide open. Heck, I even wanted to tell you what I really want to achieve with the strike. I don't know what happened, Harry. I wanted you to feel like Mr. Martinaise. And of course, I also wanted you to find your gun. But it's like I can't completely trust you. Yet.
Yet?
Yes, Harry. It's like I can't fully trust you if you're not a man of the left. I want to, but I just can't.
A man of the left. So you have to be a social democrat. He's been hurt too much in the past by men who aren't social democrats.
I'm not a man of the left, I'm a patriot of Revishal. Not right not to trust me. I take care of me, I'm a hustler. I grind. I'm a money engineer. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are. It's another corrupt scheme, isn't it? I'm neither left nor right. I do what my heart tells me to do. What's that supposed to mean? I'm more left than you are.
You're saying it, but I don't believe you. You know how it is. Company snitches, agent provocateurs everywhere. I'm barricaded in this fortress of mine, and I need to get a message out. Will you help me?
And what would this entail?
Once again, I require nothing unethical or illegal of you. You just need to get 2 little signatures on this piece of paper, and then mail it to my accountant in La Delta.
Kim, what do you think of this?
Depends. I don't think what we just got from Mr. Clare was very useful.
But, he thinks, it's your call.
As I said, it weighs on me heavily. But once we get really talking, well, I'm going to hand you the keys to Martinaise, and maybe even help you figure out who's behind this killing.
He's saying as little as possible, as vaguely as he can, deliberately omitting things.
What are the signatures for?
I'm glad you asked, Harry. The Union is going to build a modern youth centre in Martinaise. It will be righteous. We're gonna get those teenagers off drugs. And on roller skates. There's a nameless little street on the coast with some old houses around it. Most people have already signed. I just need 2 more signatures to get this mission off the ground, Harry.
Where is this place exactly?
On the coast, Harry, across the canal. There's a cul-de-sac there, a little village they're calling it. A gloomy place. You'll find it. I trust your detective skills, Harry.
What will happen to the current occupants?
They are just going to have to deal with the construction noise for 6 months, and then they'll be living like kings. Right next to a fancy new youth centre, designed by the best architects from Stella Marie.
Is he absolutely sure the tenants won't be thrown out in the street?
Are you 100% sure no one's going to end up homeless?
Am I? Harry, these people, Martinaise is the most important thing in my life. I would never let anything bad happen to them. We're going to build a youth centre there. The value of their properties goes up and kids have a place to play in. I'm looking out for these people, not pulling the rug from under them, Harry. I'm looking out for all of Martinaise, not just the harbour.
He means it.
Fine. If I happen to be there, I can ask.
You bring joy to my heart, Harry. Such a pleasure to be working with you. Here.
Hands you an open white envelope.
You need to get signatures from Isabel Sadie and Lillian Carter. The cul-de-sac is right past the pawn shop and across the canal. I hear there is some trouble with the waterlock, but they should fix it by Wednesday morning. Once you have the signatures, mail this to 13022 La Rocca in La Delta. Then I'll know you're a solid socialist.
Did it ever? I turned it off.
What?
Shady brew. You told me to make it even shadier. I didn't. It had alcohol in it. No, there's no alcohol.
Did I? Well done then, Harry. I like not knowing about it, and I'm sure you made the right call. I spend the whole day delegating tasks, and it's a great relief to see people taking initiative. I don't even want to know what all of that means. Brew, shady, alcohol, turned off. I'm going to let the world surprise me.
Fair enough.
Most certainly, Harry. Nothing brightens my day like by all means, Harry. What's on your mind?
Could you help me get a dead body down from
You
a tree?
might have noticed there's one hanging on a tree behind the hostel cafeteria.
Oh my. Don't take this question personally, but why would I get involved in this matter?
Mr. Clare, the man was hanged with a cargo belt. A steel-reinforced cargo belt. It's safe to assume the Union had something to do with the murder. Besides, getting the body down would benefit all of us. It's a stain on the neighborhood.
Also, I studied the footprints of pharmacy work.
I can certainly see how having him up there might start affecting some real estate values.
He licks his fat lips and smiles.
But of course, all joking aside, I am going to help you.
Picks up the handset of a radio phone to his right and clicks a button.
Jean-Luc, my boy, I'm sending 2 police officers down. They have a dead body in a tree problem they need help with. Namely, they need it to be taken down. And Jean, please take it easy with the race science. That's a yes to getting the body down, no to the race science. You can find Jean-Luc down at the gates. He's the big impressive one. You know, tattoos, muscles, ethnic looking. Can't miss him. Great guy.
Fair enough. Everard, I'm going to leave now, but we might talk again later.
See you soon, Debardeur. Just kidding, but not too much.
Ooh. 4 points. Right, shall we get the body down today? Let's get what we can done. Get done today. That's a weird thing to say. Is there another coffee table? There's nothing there. I think it's probably worth leaving it there. Alright.